This is the Fisker Ocean here on the European world premiere, an all-new electric SUV. Henrik Fisker, the founder of this company, has built, for example, the Fisker Karma before, but now he really wants to go global and also in a mass-scale production. This will be very interesting. Why? Well, first of all, it goes in the same direction as the VW ID.4, the Audi Q4 e-tron, Tesla Model Y, Ford Mustang Mach-E, Kia EV6, Ioniq 5 from the size. 4.77 meters or 188 inches is the length of this EV SUV. And that's actually, a pretty interesting size because you can do a lot with that vehicle. And you can see here the spectacular California mode, which can lower all of the windows at once. And for example, you can put then this surfboard right there. You see this typical hatch ending. Looks a little bit like a Range Rover from the rear, doesn't it? And the trick here, what Henrik Fisker did is they are getting built at Magna Steyr in Österreich, in Austria. So, and the cool thing is, at this plant, they built the BMW Z4, the Toyota Supra, the Mercedes G-Class, BMW 5 Series are also getting built there, and also Jaguar E-Pace and Jaguar I-Pace. And actually, for example, with Jaguar, these two cars are the best in the reliability and also durability, and also counts for the BMW models. So indeed, with this factory they're building this vehicle in, they already can start from 0 to 100, not like with Tesla, for example, who have been struggling with quality problems and needed to advance first. Looking at the front, actually a quite distinctive design here, Ocean logo in the illuminated style. That's actually quite neat. This and the Fisker logo. And the lower design is kind of bold and sporty, and this also then some cooling holes. So tell me what you think. This comes out when a designer leads a company. Of course, these lights will also be illuminated for the daytime running light. This light strip goes all the way through. In the side, we can see here either these 22-inch bigger wheels, or you would start with 20-inch aero wheels. They would be more closed off then. We see these crossover wheel arches. This is, by the way, like a matte blue paint here also. Very interesting one. Of course, more will be available. And then the window line is actually quite slim. And the door handles can be folded in and out. This really, once again, reminds a little bit of a Range Rover Evoque, isn't it? And then here the line is raising right here. Once again, even these slim windows, they can be opened. That dogs, for example, get some fresh air. That's also, or you can, somehow make a kind of convertible or something. As for battery and range, battery figures at the moment we are filming this one are not released yet, but we expect some either 80 kilowatt hours or around 50 kilowatt hours. Ranges is also once again an estimate, something 500 kilometers or 300 miles with the big battery, and something, like 300 kilometers or 200 miles with a smaller battery. There will either be a front-wheel drive model, acceleration figure around 7 seconds, or all-wheel drive, one electric motor in front, one in the rear, then around 4 seconds. And also an extreme model which has less than 4 seconds then in the acceleration figure. Illuminated logo here at the rear and a very strong styling with this diffuser style here in the lower end. By the way, they will give 6 years warranty on the whole vehicle. Maybe also the confidence then from the plant. And even when you buy one in the US, you will get one from the plant in Austria, actually. And what's very interesting, come closer again. Here, this is an additional rear view camera that is being shown then in the back mirror. For example, when you load everything up in the rear, that you can still see something through the rear from the inside. And here we see a first glimpse on the inside. This is the blue interior. You will have a blue interior, a white interior, or a black interior. You can pick these 3 colors. Here with the blue microphone. Looks really beautiful, actually quite cool, also with the bright contrast. And you see here's also more simplicity in the design. So beginning, of course, with the seats, but also here, these digital instruments, they are very slim and they remind us of the Ford Mustang Mach-E, definitely. So looks pretty similar as for that. And on the steering wheel, it seems like #capacitive BS buttons. So I have to see how they will be controlled while driving. But you maybe see this climate control in the lower part there. This is like a pre-production prototype model. We'll soon show you also one that is more finished already. You will have these temperature controls. That's actually quite cool. And you see the big screen, obviously 17.1 inch. And this is the so-called Hollywood mode when it's horizontal, but you can also tilt it actually. And then it will be in the so-called control mode and will be vertical. Here we also have the silver vehicle for you, and they also turn on the ignition on this one. There you can see this light strip that goes all the way across, then here also through these very slim LED lamps. By the way, you're watching Autogefühl with Thomas, so subscribe if you haven't done so far and also hit the notification bell. You can also get this solar roof. You can even open that one here with the panoramic roof. And when the car is often standing on the outside, they promise over the year you can gain up to around 2,500 kilometers or 1,500 miles of range with that. And what you can also see from here, that huge panoramic roof. Look at that. The opening is vast. So almost convertible style, right? Here the silver car from the rear. You can once again see the illuminated logo. And here we have also the California mode. Well, maybe also cost savings. They don't put windows on the car. No, just kidding. Can be risen up then. Here then also LED strip. That probably will be the third braking light, I guess. But definitely quite fancy. The charging flap is here in the front left on the driver's side. And 150 kilowatt will be DC charging. And here one more clear perspective for you. 3-quarter in front with that silver vehicle. Which car do you prefer here for today? Did you look at the interior here? You know, somewhat soft touch, like the very top surface is soft touch, but interesting structure. Gray fabric being used here. Then we have the door handles. And then these are the window levers. This you see is a prototype model, so we have to see how it will be in the finished version. This one here, build quality-wise, not comparable yet. This is more like a hand-built styling model. You can see here this then the white or bright interior. This then here a grey microfiber and a white leatherette, all animal-free, and also animal-free steering wheel. Hey, and there actually we see there will be actually this jog here for the volume, and also then here on the right side. So maybe will be a mix between capacitive buttons and non-capacitive ones. This one here, you know, a little bit closer to production. And I mean, this digital instrument, it must be taken from the Ford Mustang Mach-E. Don't you think so as well? But definitely clean styling, and this bright interior looks actually pretty cool, I think. So let me get inside and see about the seating comfort. The seat themselves, they are actually, I think I have to hold the door open like this. Seat themselves is actually quite firm. It's electric control here. At this moment it's not working because the car is not really powered. You sit quite upright indeed. Not sure if the seat will go down further, but here at the moment not too much headroom with 1.86 or 6.1, and the whole dashboard is kind of like very voluminous, so it's not the best visibility to the front. But yeah, indeed, because of that screen and also because of the instrument, it makes a Ford Mustang Mach-E impression. I really like the bright fabric right here, for example, as well. And to me, like one of the most favorite things is really that we will have these buttons here, and this is, you know, like a hand-built model at this moment. But I expect them, like, you know, to flip then, you know, these buttons. And this then will be here the button where you can actually tilt the screen then and change then from the different mode. This was more than like for driving and see the map and so on. And the horizontal one will be, for example, for watching movies when you push the seats all the way back and then maybe, you know, enjoy some entertainment right there. But the seats themselves, from an ergonomics point, they look quite sporty, but they're actually fairly comfortable. And also in the lower part, they're a little bit plusher than in the upper part. So interior-wise, from the styling, would definitely pick this one. And I mean, this panoramic roof is really huge. So besides that, you have still like an A-pillar or something. This almost has convertible feeling. And then when you think about this California mode, where, you know, all the windows are also down together with the panoramic roof, it's probably the closest to a convertible we can get at the moment in the EV segment. And then one more perspective from here, where you can see once again, yeah, this is the design focus then of Henrik Fisker. Everything with very clean lines, minimalistic design, but not as minimalistic as with Tesla. For example, I really appreciate that we still have the digital instruments to see, but it seems to be that the controls are all we know where we need them actually. There will be cup holders right here, and then here is also then this middle armrest, which can be folded up then in the final model, and some space here behind the screen. And the rear area, also with the same materials at the inside of the doors here. It's really interesting surface, definitely, in the bright fabric. And you can see here, of course, EV platform, no middle tunnel at all, and seems actually quite spacious and comfortable. But is it actually? Let me get inside there. So let's see. And yeah, seating is actually quite plush here. And here the headroom seems fine. Yeah, it's not too plenty. I mean, we see design with the car is rather flat, but for one reason A6 it fits exactly. So 5 tall adults will be no problem to house right here. You can very well also sit in the middle seat. So this works very well actually. So it is, meant to be more used outside, but here the middle seat is actually quite well usable indeed. Once again, this being an early prototype model, and if you subscribe, we can also keep you updated then with the further models coming. And of course, we will soon also exclusively drive this vehicle here on Autogefühl for you. The rear hatch here, you see, it will be higher in the final model. This year in the product model, it's a little bit lower, but it will then be higher, and it will also feature an electric version. But the interesting thing is here, when it's open, it has kind of square dimensions, actually. You can see it right here. So it doesn't seem too high, but of course in Autogefühl, we really always measure things. So the length is about 90 centimeters or 36 inches. Here, 36 inches, about that's the length. The width here, a good meter or 40 inches, that's kind of like a standard width. And the height will be here around 65 centimeters or 26 inches. And now we're joined by Henrik Fisker, the CEO, and also, of course, the brand is your name, basically. He has designed the BMW Z8 or the Aston Martin DB9. What did you actually think about going from a designer only to building a car yourself? It started with the Karma, obviously.
Well, it was a little bit about being able to do everything you wanted to do, which obviously you can't do if you work for another company. And then I had certain ideas about trying to merge sustainability with great design, because at the time I started, there was really only some kind of dorky little electric cars and hybrids, and I thought there must be a way to make some cooler vehicles that people actually want to buy so we can get more electric vehicles on the road.
With the Karma, you actually introduced also an animal-free interior before anyone else did that. Yeah. So why is that so important to you?
Well, I think it was more about how can we get more sustainability into vehicles, and I think you can create other materials that are much more or feeling as luxurious, as comfortable. So I think it's all a matter of trying to do some progress. It's just like living in a house where you say, maybe I don't leave the light on all the rooms, but you want to have light in one room. And that, yes, you're using energy, but at the end of the day, we're human, and we're going to use some energy, and we're going to do something that are not that great in life, but if we can reduce it, that's going to help.
So some people ask themselves now, and maybe also don't know about the history between you and Elon Musk. I know you don't like this question, but are you the next Elon Musk?
No, I'm Henrik Fisker, and I'm just a normal guy from Denmark that likes to design cars.
Yeah. The background is, they had some dispute, but I guess you don't care about this anymore. Is there any relationship between you, Elon, and you?
No, I mean, I'm sure that, he's busy with a lot of things, and I'm busy with my things. And I think, everybody has disputes with their competitors, but that's been settled, and we are moving on to try and save the world.
So the car, as it stands here right now, and I mean, all the time and effort, blood and tears you've put in, and probably like a lot of sacrifices for you and also the people close to you. What does it mean for you that it's actually finally here?
It's amazing. I went to the factory and saw the first 50 cars in the production line, and it was amazing, high quality, made in Austria. So that was very cool. And of course, we have a company where people come into work not just to create a product that somebody buys, but really we are trying to change something in an industry. And it's not going to happen overnight. Nobody's perfect, and by far the car industry is not. But if we can get one step further in terms of getting more sustainable mobility, I think that's important. But it only works if people actually likes what you're doing. You can't force this into people, So, and I grew up in Denmark where we have perfect public transportation, but I never woke up dreaming to take the bus. I dreamt about a car. So if we can make sustainable cars, I think that's the future, and that's what we work on. And the team is doing an amazing job, and they love coming into work every day or sitting on their Zoom because it's not always coming into work.
So the competition is quite fierce. There are the established manufacturers, then of course there's Tesla, and they all have, models in this, kind of like battery size, length, and so on. And you don't have like this much heritage as the other ones maybe have. So when customers ask themselves, why would you go for this one here now?
Well, I think exactly because we don't have heritage, so we are not bogged down with traditional things. So when we decide, for example, to make a 17.1-inch screen that rotates, nobody else is really doing that. or we decide to put a giant solar roof on top where everybody says, yeah, but you're never going to get your money back. I don't care. I do it because I think it's cool to have extra free kilometers with super clean energy. Or, we have torque vectoring in our powertrain, so it's going to feel super safe, specifically in an extreme situation where you have to do a quick avoidance maneuver. You're not going to lose control of the car. Or in ice and snow, it's much better. So, we're adding all these special things. California mode, all the windows roll down. You can throw a surfboard in through the back. So I think we have seen from people, actually, they really like all these features. And I think finally, we spend so much time designing the lower part of the vehicle to take a very big volume of the battery pack, so we have the longest range of any crossover or SUV in our segment, 630 kilometers.
But you haven't said anything about the batteries yet, right? Maybe now?
We haven't said anything about the size, and the reason is the only ones who's interested in the size of a battery is our competitors, and we don't want them to benchmark.
Oh, I see where this is going. All right. And California mode looks amazing. It's almost like a convertible, also with a panoramic roof. But have you thought about winter time? Also, like heat pump wise, heat residual system?
We have heat pump, yeah, absolutely. I mean, the car is built in Austria and it's going to get tested there, and we have a test in Sweden right now where it's really cold. So yes, absolutely. I mean, winter is super important for us as well. One of our biggest markets is Scandinavia. So we actually have a complete winter package with heated windshield and all that type of stuff.
So is this, from quantity wise, are you going like against Volkswagen and Tesla, or do you more want to be like this niche premium manufacturer? So where this is going, this journey?
Yeah, I don't think we want to be niche, but you have to start somewhere. I mean, ultimately, I believe we can sell easily 60,000 vehicles in the US of the Ocean alone. In US, obviously, I think we can sell more. So we are aiming for about 150,000 vehicles a year of the Ocean. We are, of course, also doing another model called the Pair, where, we think ultimately we can make 1 million of those vehicles. So we're definitely going for somewhat of a higher volume.
We're looking forward to that. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, thank you very much. Good to see you.
What do you guys think? Does Fisker here stand a chance against Tesla, Ford, VW, Audi, Kia, Hyundai, and so on? It will be very interesting. This has been the prototype model here so far. Looking forward for the next stage, actually. And yeah, once again, it's an American company based in California, but then built this, vehicle here in Austria. So we will definitely follow all the process. If you want to compare it right now, Ori, from what you've seen, definitely tune into our Tesla Model Y review and also the Kia EV6.